Welcome back to Keystone Connect. We're on week 4, and it's a weekly podcast and video series connecting friends to 3 things: faith, culture, and good vibes. I'm here with my co-host, Ryan King.
Hey, it's so good to be with you guys today. I am so excited that you're here. We've been having so much fun on this great project, and I am so sorry that we can't do this 4 or 5 times a week, but I am so happy to be here. I'm so excited.
Gotta love that Ryan King energy, and it just reminded me that Ryan King actually isn't here today. And I'm here with my friend, Randall Wassink.
Hi, good to be with you.
And it's good to be with you too, Randy.
You're welcome. I know it's an honor.
Week 4 is actually a big week for us, Randy. Do you know why?
Tell me why. I'd love to hear.
So we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
No way.
Yeah, so if you don't want to look at our faces and want to just avoid that all around, you can just listen to us on the go or wherever. Just type in Keystone Connect in your Apple Podcasts or your Spotify, and it should pop right up. And there was a big thing that actually happened this week too. We had our first small dose of feedback.
No way.
I was talking to a Keystone friend on the phone, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, love what you're doing with the Keystone Connect podcast. It's really uplifting and all that." And someone even commented in the YouTube comment section.
Is that your mom?
It was not my mom. She does not know how to do the YouTubes, but it was someone around the age of my mom. I won't say who, but you know who you are. Our main goal with all of this is to be uplifting amidst this hard time for a lot of people. It doesn't avoid pain, stress, or saying that this difficulty doesn't exist, but we're just talking about good news amidst a lot of this hardship. And we actually talked about that a little bit at our most recent staff meeting. Randy, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Every Tuesday morning we meet as a staff, and we're doing it over Zoom now, and we talk about just what's going on in our lives and in our families and in some of your lives. And we pray for you guys. And we've been hearing things that, well, life has been changing, as you know. But some examples are, we had one of our staff went to the grocery store and noticed that, as a number of us have noticed, that people are not only social distancing now, but they're also emotionally distancing. They're not connecting eyes anymore. They're not greeting anymore. They're looking the other way. And that just feels odd. So how can we maybe still be friendly even though we're social distancing? Kids are acting out in different ways. We're seeing that in our own families where their routines have changed, and so they're acting out with anxiety or frustration or anger or disrespect. Teenagers are still trying to connect with each other and talk, and are jumping out of windows and meeting up in different areas. And we have this innate desire to connect. So some of you are working from home, and I'm hearing a lot of stories about challenges of doing that with the kids around. Just ask Brady about that one. But hey, I want to encourage you, just on a side note, to find 1 or 2 people that you can really share some of your deep thoughts with, because you're not in this alone. Don't go through it alone. Find someone to talk to.
So we have a really cool opportunity to serve right from your home coming up. And in order to make this announcement, I think we need the proper equipment. Randy, did you bring your equipment today?
I think I did.
Perfect. Let us put this on. So, if I sound a little different, you'll know why. And if Randy sounds a little different, you'll definitely know why.
Oh, yeah. Yep, this is great.
This is great. So, we're going to call what we're doing the KFC, Keystone Facemask Collaborative. There's a huge need for face masks in the community, so we thought of a solution. Our goal is to sew and deliver reusable face masks to our friends at Sibley, The Other Way, and Kids Food Basket, who are delivering food to friends in our community. What do you think about that, Randy?
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it is. Is that helping you see, putting the glasses over your face
mask? These things on when we do this next.
Yep. If you're interested in sewing, please email the Next Steps email at nextsteps@keystonecc.org. We'll order the supplies and deliver it to you. And if you need, you can just leave the finished masks out on your porch. We'll deliver it to the people who need them. Maybe even get the family involved and have the kids cut up the materials in the size you need. We just love to continue to bless the community as these face mask needs will continue to pop up. So that's something to get involved with in the Keystone community. Randy, what else is kind of going on? You know, people will hear this podcast. It'll probably be a couple days after we record this Wednesday. But what else is going on in this next coming weekend and just the next bit or so.
Oh yeah, beside our online services, we also have this thing going called Elevate.
Oh, okay. Well, you might need to take the mask off for Elevate
Okay.
in talking about that. So Elevate might have already happened, but I wanted to bring Randy in and talk a little bit about the history of it, how it started, and just what it kind of looks like.
Well, on Sundays, we're always very sensitive to our first-timers, or for those who haven't experienced church before, or are really new to what church and what faith is. And so we gear our services to try to be deep and wide. Wide to reach everybody, but we try to have parts of it that also go deeper. But we also realize that there's an experience that sometimes goes missing in that, where people want to have more of a emotional attachment. Some might say go deeper, some might say a lot more praise singing and closer to connection with God. So we've created something called Elevate, where it's more an experience kind of a service. And we've been doing that for, I bet 20 years now.
Oh, wow.
We had a few different names for it in the past. But it's a time where people who've been doing the journey for a while with Jesus can come and just kind of be a little more unfiltered and go through, however they connect with God best, through their music, through prayer, through singing, through posture. And it's a fun experience.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to Elevate. I'm always out of town when they happen, so I guess that's a benefit of this quarantine. I can't travel, and I get to attend Elevate. But you know what else I'm also looking forward to, Randy?
What, telling me some good news? Like how I can get rid of this fat I put on by working at home, living 20 feet from my refrigerator?
Yeah, I didn't anticipate giving you that kind of good news, but we are going to get into some good news.
Good, because I need some.
So one of my friends, actually, this is kind of a local piece that I just thought was really cool. His name's Kyle Roskamp. Shout out to Kyle. I'm going to send this podcast to you to listen or watch. He wanted to order Uber Eats for a whole week, which benefits him getting some good eats. But he said, hey, to his social media community, if you want to Venmo me anywhere between $1 to $3, I want to tack on an extra tip for all of my Uber drivers this week. And he ended up raising like $800 from people just donating anything from $1 to $3. And so he's going to just add that onto their tip in order to bless them in a special way this week.
It's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was some certified good news. So a couple other stories that are actually non-coronavirus related. Remember how I was talking about the koalas? Did you watch any of our Keystone podcasts in the past?
I have.
Okay. So
Tried.
my favorite...
It was hard.
I know it is painful. If I could choose an exotic animal to have at my house, it would be a koala. And guess what? Koalas are now being released back into the wild after the Australian bushfires. That is some good news. So Australia is dealing with the coronavirus pandemic like the rest of the world. There's a sliver of good news in the land down under. The first rescued koalas from all those bushfires are being released to the wild. These marsupials, say that 10 times.
It's a hard one.
Yeah.
Can you spell it?
No.
Okay.
Were rescued from their bushfire-ravaged habitats last year and have been in the care of zoos and animals hospitals ever since. With the 2019-2020 bushfire season officially over in Australia as of the 31st of March, rescuers have started releasing these animals back into the wild and, in some cases, even back to the tree where they were found. Koalas were rescued in December last year and had been in the care of the staff at Sydney's Taronga Zoo. Dr. Kelly Lee, Executive Director of Science for Wildlife, said in a statement, "While they have coped well in care, we are delighted to finally send our koalas home. We have been busy assessing the burnt area that we rescued them from to establish when the conditions have improved enough that the trees can support them again. The recent rains have helped them, and now there's plenty of new growth for them to eat, so the time is right. We will be radio tracking them and keeping a close eye on them to make sure they settle in okay." So, Randy, did that meet your qualifications of good news?
Well, of course, my friend.
Yes. Here's a man that gets it. Gave me a big thumbs up, unlike Ryan King at any of my other jokes, outside of one, and even sent it back with another pun.
You're the pun master.
Yes. So, our next bit of good news, a Florida sign spinner finds $20,000 in an envelope with cash and returns it. So Benjamin Feliciano, a 21-year-old of Port St. Lucie, earns about $25 a day twirling the ad promoting a local furniture company along the U.S. highway.
Oh, those are crazy jobs. You just stand and watch them.
Right.
In the winter?
Yep. Even when, he's down in Florida, but the way that they move those signs sometimes and the creativity, man, second.
We should ask Ryan King to do that for us sometime.
We should.
That would be entertaining.
Yeah, that'd be great. Once we get people coming back in to Keystone, I would really
like
appreciate
liturgical
that.
dancing with a flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Would he be in some sort of a costume, or would he just
leotards.
Leotards for sure. Perfect. So when he found the envelope filled with muddy cash, he put it in a clean plastic bag and flagged down a passing deputy to turn it in, the Martin County Sheriff's Office said Tuesday. Soon after his find, the man who lost the cash filed a report describing the amount and the currency exactly. He was given his money back, the deputy said. Feliciano, who took the job in order to buy a means of transportation, was given a new bicycle. A private citizen who works closely with the unit of the sheriff's office bought the bike. Ben was thrilled, but said he has no immediate plans of giving up his job, the sheriff's officer wrote on his Facebook page. We think Ben is amazing, and his good deed is certainly worth sharing. Okay, so my first thoughts is that this guy had really high integrity to do this. 21-year-old returning $20,000. And my second thought was maybe similar to something you're thinking, Randy. Just a bike? He returns $20,000.
I was kind of confused by that. Must have been a heck of a bike.
I know. We need to get this guy just a full-time job or a car or something. That's 20 G's. That's no joke. But
or one of these really cool masks.
One of those cool masks.
Yeah,
but hey,
he can bike underwater.
What do we know, Randy? Yeah. We don't know much. So it was really encouraging to hear that and to know that he just did the right thing and didn't even get rewarded for it. Kind of a cool example of integrity. So the last bit of good news, I referred to the SGN channel, Some Good News by John Krasinski, and I actually gave him a shout out on Instagram. I asked him to maybe give Keystone a shout out, to tell us his best joke, and to let us know of his favorite clip of good news this week.
I just watched him for the first time last night. My wife took her phone, put it over by my pillow, and made me watch it for a while.
That's awesome.
It was hilarious.
Yeah,
he's
really
great.
good. Yeah.
Good guy.
Good guy. And I think it's a long shot that he'll get back to us, but in case he does, you heard it here first. John Krasinski from The Office. We will see. You know what's almost as good news, though, Randy?
Tell me.
A peanut butter and jelly.
Really?
Yes, and good jokes. Because nothing brings people together like peanut butter, jelly, and good jokes. So you're probably wondering why I have the peanut butter on and why Randy has the jelly on. We are actually 6 feet apart. We can't come together.
Even if we weren't social distancing, I wouldn't get close to you in that.
That's true. So Randy is the jelly because everyone is jelly of him and just who he is. And I don't blame them.
Oh, man, you can do better than that.
Oh, that was good. Speaking of butter jokes, we are going to Twitter for a couple...
yeah, that's been pretty cool.
Yeah, a couple funny tweets. It's called #QuarantineMovie. So what Jimmy Fallon did was he had people send in and submit changing one word to make it a quarantine-related film. So, Randy, do you have some of those
Yes, I took a
up?
movie title, said just change one word, and it's got to relate to quarantine, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so here's some great ones that came in. This one's from Polly Go Lightly. She said, honey, I flunked the kids.
#QuarantineMovie.
Do you get it?
I like it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, Honey, I Shrunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Okay, all right.
homeschooling.
So,
yes.
This one came from Watch Mojo. The movie title is A Star is Bored.
Ooh, instead of A Star is Bored.
Yeah. This one's from Sci-Fi Wire. Sounds like my kind of person.
Yep.
Avengers. Infinity Conference Calls.
That's good.
That's good. This one's from Zacaro. Goodwill Hunting for toilet paper.
He did quarantine a movie. He added a little more.
Yeah,
Just one word, but
he didn't
he
didn't limit to one. So this one's from Caffeine 748, which does remind me of Ryan King, by the way. Gloves, actually. That one's good. That one's good.
Gloves, actually.
Yeah. This one's from Sandy Lee TV. The devil wears sweatpants. There's been a lot of that in my house lately.
A lot of devils? Or?
Sweatpants.
Oh, okay.
Sweatpants,
Okay.
clearly.
That's good.
This next one is from This Girl Tweets. Ferris Bueller's Year Off. Yeah.
That one reminds me of a tweet that I saw. It said, man, March 2020 was one heck of a year. Because it just took so long. It's like, what is going on?
All right, from Leo 717 and a bunch of other numbers. My best friend's wedding got canceled.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one
deep.
hits close to home. I
Yeah.
got a couple of them that are postponed, or we're doing them kind of small and with just a few people.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be May 24th, so that's
Yeah, how's that
gonna be
going?
a stretch. We'll see. We're just waiting to do what we're told.
Yeah,
by,
well, hope it still happens.
by Uncle Sam.
And then the last one by Tina Gabala, 50 Shades of Grey Roots.
Because the stress and the aging and
Oh, I get it now.
yeah.
Thanks.
Well, you might not know.
No,
There's
I
not a
don't.
lot of
Me and hair don't
peer,
get along well.
but yeah, it's not
Yeah.
a peer.
Yeah.
This is from Lydia K. Hill, I think it is. She said, me and my dad are sharing the dining room table working from home today. He's an aerospace engineer on a conference call ordering fuselage prototypes, and I'm drawing a duck.
The word's fuselage.
Fuselage. Wow. See, that's so sophisticated. I don't even know how to say it. And so, Lydia, if you're listening to us, your drawing matters. Drawing ducks is still important, just like fuselage.
Yeah, it's
Fuselage.
It's all quacked up.
Yep. Oh man, he's on fire. En fuego. So, this brings us to our last part of the podcast, which
We
is
have
our.
to still wear these?
Oh yeah, no, we should probably take them off. So, this brings us to our last part of the podcast, which is our recommendation roundup. There you
Doing
go.
good?
Yeah, you did it good. You
Right.
didn't say it, but you got the right,
Good thing we're
positioning.
getting towards the end.
Yeah, exactly. So, Randy, are there any new ways to greet that are social distance appropriate that you've kind of thought of, or?
Yeah, we can't do the elbow anymore, or the rump bump, or any
Nope.
of that. So
Nope.
yeah, I do have a preferred one. Being a sci-fi Trekkie guy,
Yeah.
live
Ooh.
long and prosper. Can you do that?
Oh, I can't.
Come on.
I'm not gonna.
You are neither going to live long or prosper with that.
So, for our next recommendation, I want to recommend For the Love of God. When you hear this phrase, it's kind of like, wow, for the love of God. And it's kind of a weird phrase to kind of have as the title of a book, but it's really good. It's by D.A. Carson. And what it is it takes you through the Bible in a year. And it does that by reading 4 different chapters of books of the Bible. So, for instance, today I read Leviticus 20, Psalm 25, Ecclesiastes 3, and 1 Timothy 5. So it usually takes you in 2 Old Testament and 2 New Testament books, or sometimes there's 3 Old Testament, 1 New Testament. But it's really helped me engage some of the difficult and parts of the Bible. Like, for instance, I'm in Leviticus right now. And have you ever read Leviticus, Randy?
A few times.
Yeah, it's
Exciting read.
Yeah, it's a little more tough, but he talks about it and really provides depth with it. And his little snippet here is a daily companion for discovering the riches of God's word. He does a really good job of that. So I'm probably going to finish the Bible in about 1.5 to 2 years, because sometimes I'll read like half of the assigned readings for the day. But it's really helpful in providing some commentary and just general information on the Bible. So again, For the Love of God by D.A. Carson. This is volume 1. I don't know what volume 2 looks like, so I'm sure that one's good as well if he's planning on making more volumes. So we also have a playlist on Spotify, and I titled it, Randy, I'm going to have to make an apology here, public apology. I titled it Christian Music That Doesn't Suck.
Oh, I love it. There's so
It is
much
good.
cheese out there.
There
too,
is a
so
lot
yes,
of cheese
that's
out
good.
there. Yes, but I kind of
good.
felt a little convicted in the sense of every time I was like uploading new music to it, I was like, man, I just keep seeing this whole Christian music that doesn't suck. I was like, it's fine to say like once or twice, but to have a playlist continued to be titled that, I was like, man, I should probably change that. It should be known for something I'm for rather than something I'm against. So, you want to hear the new name of the playlist, Randy?
Yes, I'd love to.
It's pretty riveting. It is called Quality and New Worship.
I prefer It Doesn't Suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 40 songs. I upload them at the first of every month. So definitely just type in Keystone Community Church on Spotify and check that out. With that being said, there's this video that's gaining a lot of popularity, especially with millennials. It's called the Worship Song by Random Action Verb Worship. So what it is, it's essentially a parody on a lot of those cheesy Christian songs that we've referred to, and it's pretty funny, some of the phrases that they say and how they kind of ham it up. So I'll put a link in our comment section in YouTube if you want to check that out.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, it's really funny. Then in regards to Netflix, Randy, I think you had a suggestion.
Oh, there's this Netflix thing out there. God, what's that? Everyone's talking about this big cat with cat thing.
Yeah, I
on Netflix.
don't know if that's on Netflix. Are you talking about The Lion King? And that it's on Disney Plus. It's not on Netflix. So maybe referring to that.
No. You're lying about that. You know what this is. Everyone's doing it.
Okay,
watching
Randy.
it.
No need for us to get in a cat fight. Sheesh. If you do want to see a sweet tiger in the wild, though, there's a series called Our Planet
So
on
my
Netflix.
wife calls me sometimes. Tiger.
Nice. There's a
That
series.
should make it in the podcast.
I think it should. I
it's
think
true.
it should.
Recover from that one.
If you do want to see a sweet tiger in the wild, though, there's a series called Our Planet on Netflix, which is amazing. It's like Planet Earth, but I'd argue even better. They also have behind-the-scenes episodes where you can see the work that goes into capturing some of these moments, and I would definitely check it out, especially if you have, a bigger screen, a newer TV. Definitely watch it on there because these are newer cameras. It's so cool.
I love those shows.
Yeah.
God's given us such a cool place.
Yeah. And
unbelievable.
That's really what I think of every time I watch them. I'm like, this is fascinating. Thanks for tuning in. Check out the links in the description if you're interested in anything we referred to. This Wednesday of filming is the last warm day in a while, so Randy and I are going to probably go tan at our houses or do something jumping in water related outside. So we will see you later.
Yeah, sounds good. Take care. Thanks for letting me be a guest, Eric.
Hey, anytime.
Yep.